do a little bit better today. He certainly says he is. Let's get him on stage with John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the quarter-final stages of the Ladbrokes World Series of Darts Finals, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation, live on ITV Sport. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the millions of viewers joining us around the world. This is Glasgow, Scotland! And now it's time to meet the quarter-finals. Would you please welcome the winner of 4 PDC ranking events, the European Championship finalist, it's Voltage Rob Cross! And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the current world #1, the reigning and defending 2-time World Series event champion. And ladies and gentlemen, the reigning 2-time champion of the world, mighty Michael.
Well, a golfing experience for this one. Just Rob's second ever televised quarter-final, hot off the heels of last week. Well, watching on will be 2 men with plenty of big game knowledge and experience. Alan Warren a little and Stuart Pike.
Well, we'll see if experience wins the day yet again, as it did in the European Championship final, of course. For 10 legs, Rob Cross went blow for blow, dart for dart with Michael van Gerwen before the European champion went on to win the European Championship for a 4th consecutive year, winning 11-7. It was a brilliant final. Rob Cross played his part, and Michael van Gerwen only too well aware of the real test he faces this afternoon. We know that Gary Anderson will play James Wade in the first semi-final, Van Gerwen or Cross to play Wright or Gurney in the second.
Yes, the anticipation around this encounter is there for all to see. As mentioned, last weekend's European Championship final was a very, very high quality encounter, Stuart, certainly in the early part, but we all know what Michael van Gerwen can do. But Cross is still in the very early stages of his pro career, but he's moving in the right direction very, very quickly.
Here we go. Rob Cross to get us underway, first to 10. And we are on November the 5th, expecting fireworks from Cross and Van Gerwen.
81.
Just the standard they play at, Stuart. Obviously Michael's done it.
97.
The video on the t-shirt, as they say, of the last few years. but he got that from the Pro Tour, and Rob Cross is producing what Michael van Gerwen used to do on the Pro Tour. He really is playing at a very, very high level. To win 4 Players' Championships in his first season is absolutely astounding, really is. But you feel he needs to get a good start.
He was put under pressure by Kyle Anderson, and under pressure he just about held it together in the last round. 5-2 up, it went to a decider, and Cross won it. Last dart in hand, with Anderson sat on 46 to win it in that 11th leg. But for 3 legs he went AWOL. Can't afford to do that against Michael van Gerwen.
I think that's probably what happened in the latter part of last weekend. Ball not hit.
Well, that 167 from Gary Anderson against Gerwin Price was top draw tungsten, wasn't it? Turn the match, no ball finish for Michael van Gerwen. But will there be a top finish for Rob Cross?
I really do like the way, Stuart, that when he's on a double, he just composes himself. Now, if he misses, people say he shouldn't do that, but he does it that often and hits it on a regular basis.
Yeah, he'll be a threat, as he has been a threat all year, Rob Cross.
140.
Certainly 2 of the players in form. As you said, Stuart, pushed by Kyle Anderson. Now, Michael van Gerwen has only had a few challenges, you have to say, over the last few years, but there's a few more emerging. Rob Cross being one of them.
100.
Kyle Anderson, as we saw last weekend. These players are now moving up the level that they need to challenge the big players and for the big events.
97.
And every time they get close, it's forcing van Gerwen to raise the bar just a little notch at a time. I sort of liken it to the high jump world record, which looks impossible to beat, but all of a sudden somebody does it. And van Gerwen, and just when you think you can't get any better, he does.
There's a long way ahead here, but he missed the big 14. Shouldn't be any drama. There it is.
Michael van Gerwen. Plays Rob to field first. Game 1.
He won't be intimidated for sure, Rob Cross, by the presence of van Gerwen. He showed that last weekend.
It's not just that. I mean, every player will talk up a game. You don't expect them to stand there and say, I'm going to get beat, I'm going to play rubbish. They say the right things. That's what I'm getting at. Rob Cross, when he says it, he genuinely means it, and I know that for a fact.
Well, he said all along that he is convinced he's going to be the world #1.
100.
That's the aim, that's the ambition.
Yes, not many players can do that.
That was in the days of black and white telly, I think, wasn't it?
And Betamax videos, before you say it.
80.
Yeah, he's playing. I love his game. I really do like his all-round game, his attitude.
55.
Michael
Rob Newcastle 101.
is still the main man, though. Even under the extreme challenges, he sometimes comes up trumps. 16. Again, composed himself again for the second time.
120 finish, 101 finish,
100.
101 average, 2-1 up against van Gerwen.
Yes, it's been a good start from both players. Long way to go. These early parts of the match are very, very
99.
crucial. Not just in the scoreline, but the players' thought process is going into the breaks.
140.
What they have to do in the next one. To stay positive. And if things are going well on the hockey, going well upstairs as well.
Well, it's last year's UK Open that he first came
140.
to the public eye, wasn't it? As a qualifier, some 18 months ago. Played brilliantly, Rob Cross.
130.
Beaten by Van Gerwen in the last 32. Van Gerwen, of course, going on to win it. But in that match, Van Gerwen hit a 9-darter and 2 170 finishes. So that's how well he had to play to beat Cross on that day in Minehead.
98.
Yes, and at that time he was an unknown quantity to us.
91.
To leave tops.
164.
Well, one of the big finishes on the board.
Treble 19, I think.
$98. Michael Require 40.
That's 4 dominant holes of throw.
Yes, that first leg was contested by Michael, wasn't it? Before Cross took out the 120 finish. It has been 4 good legs on throw, you have to say.
60.
Van Gerwen had that 1 dart at the ball, didn't he? But
140.
this is where Van Gerwen so often will strike. He's well aware of the breaks in games are sometimes very, very important, aren't they? And the amount of times that Van Gerwen
93.
will break a throw, produce a special leg, the leg before a break. Let's see if he can do it here.
It's just at that time where you would say he needed to do it, he goes and does it.
Yeah.
That's why he's the champion he is. He's the best player in the world.
Already Cross under pressure here as well, Alan.
Yeah, he hasn't yet found his scoring mark in the sense of that first dart getting in the top half of the treble. Good visit there. Down to these next couple of visits. They will be in front.
54.
Well, nice leave. Don't think he meant it.
I can assure you he didn't.
I feel he needs to leave. He needs to get a treble here to leave a decent finish. So that's
96.
giving him an outside chance.
70.
And he needs to hit 1 treble. If Van Gerwen gets 2 here,
A little unlucky, wasn't it? Bounced off the barrel and out of the treble.
118.
Well, Cross has already taken out 120, 101. What can he do with this? Treble 20 would have left top, so the first real opportunity here for a break of throw.
36.
Typical Van Gerwen before the break, and there you have it. He knows how important it is. You just got the feeling that he upped in a bit, as if to say, well, when I can, I will, and he has. Van Gerwen breaks to go 3-2 up on Rob Cross in our 3rd quarter-final. Defending champ at the moment in control. Michael Van Gerwen, as so often. The break before the break. And he leads 3-2. A 13-darter from Van Gerwen. And no leg in this match has been won in more than 15. Rob Cross 15, Van Gerwen 14, Cross 12, Van Gerwen 14, and then 13. 110 average, the defending champ. 101 average for Rob Cross. Impressive indeed. Well, it's what we come to expect, isn't it, now?
well, it's been a pretty good start. We expected it, but sometimes it doesn't always fathom out that way. 5 out of 7 on the doubles as well. He's very, very high
6
quality.
legs, Michael in front first.
But the more
Game
these
on.
two players play each other, they'll bring the best out of each other, like we used to see with Michael and Gary, for instance, or Michael and Phil, or Gary and Phil. And if they both hit top form in one of those games, humongous averages will appear, no doubt.
78.
I wonder if Phil Taylor is feet up at home, watching this on ITV4, thinking, well, maybe I should have come here.
174.
Fantastic 174 from Van Gerwen. Just so easy. Just so easy when he does that. Not even a murmur from the crowd.
97.
Well, I suppose when you do something so often, it's when you don't do it, you wonder what's happening.
104.
He wants a 9-darter today, Michael Van Gerwen. Didn't like the fact that one was hit against him in the European Championship by Kyle Anderson last week.
His face was a picture, wasn't it, if I remember?
Absolutely. Face like thunder, and it was.
55.
Just stared at the board, didn't he?
That's why he's a winner. He's ruthless. Well, you have to be.
58. Michael requires 72.
The tops for another one.
He's from the 6th leg. Michael Van Gerwen.
Another one in 15 darts.
Game on.
It's when you get this distance behind Michael Van Gerwen, you've really got to show your mettle.
58.
Because all of a sudden, he could be 3, 4 or 5 legs behind. When he starts motoring,
140.
it's hard to catch.
Cross just needs to find something here. This may be the moment. There it is. 3 across. Six across.
Yeah.
6 consecutive darts in the treble 20. Brilliant.
And no crossword from me. Oh, wonderful.
137.
Wonderful leg. Back up. Was looking for the 25 with the second one.
126.
So, Cross, despite good scoring leg, has to take out this 1-2-6, you feel. Another treble for double 6. The single will leave the bull.
101. Michael requires 51.
And this for 4 legs on the spin. What an opportunity missed.
Yeah, I'm sure Rob didn't expect this visit, just by the quality. It's been up there in the first 15 to 20 minutes, but he needs to take this one.
Nice score.
Both on the wire.
Michael
He'll be
requires
disappointed.
16.
That's astonishing.
So will Michael.
That's astonishing. He's missed 5 darts to go 5-2 up. That would have been another break of throw, and for me, possibly game over. That's a real steal. He'll take any leg that he can. A real pinch-me leg for Rob Cross. And a very annoyed Michael Van Gerwen.
139.
That's the first mistake you have to say from him in this match so far.
Well, that would have been a double break, and that would have been a long way back. It's given him some confidence.
Yes, he's got a good chance here.
41.
And Van Gerwen, you know, is still livid. The darts that he's thrown in this leg, you could tell he's fuming at those misses.
What happened to the second one?
21.
Just slipped, didn't it?
Yeah, you could see it coming out of his
Total
hand.
slip.
Don't know if you get a slow-mo of that. That was incredible. Did a triple Salco on the way.
171.
Triple Salco, double pike.
I've never seen you hit a double, Stuart.
Me neither.
There's another.
140.
Good, really good game, this, entertaining. I thought he might stay there, you know, because
I'm with you there
Yeah.
as well. It was such a good lie, but
was.
160 is doable, but he's a very big finish. Just had a couple of slip darts in the last couple of visits.
40. Michael McCart 12. He's showing the 8th leg. Michael Van
just
Gerwen.
about.
9th leg is dropped to third class. Game on.
He made hard work of it.
Yeah.
Вирусная угроза была обнаружена.
58.
Peter Wright and Darryl Gurney to come, another one too close to call.
Yes, I'm sure the crowd will be cheering on Peter, hoping for an all-Scottish final later this evening. That'll certainly raise the roof.
Well, first two World Series finals, Michael Van Gerwen won thrillers both years against Peter Wright, so whatever happens, there will be one new name in the final tonight here in Glasgow.
57.
Well, if we get anything near that or anything close, it will be pretty good, because they were two high-quality finals.
Yeah.
'96.
Just needs to dig in cross here. He's just, I wouldn't say lost his composure, but just lost a little bit of range. Had that slip.
139.
The dart fell out of his hand. Needs to regain the focus. That'll help.
137.
Yeah, good leg here now from cross. Get that within one.
171. Robbie requires 70.
And just like that, he's on your shirt
171
tail.
just because he can.
It's just so easy, so quick. That's what you have to be careful of. Big dart for cross.
Crucial dart for cross. Well, his finishing is keeping him in it. He pinched that seventh leg, didn't he? And as Van Gerwen hits a second 180, that seventh leg just made sure he hung on in there. And he's 50% on the doubles.
100.
Break after this leg. Both players.
98.
Crucial from Michael's point of view to hold throw. Stay two legs clear, because he could have been better. Could have also been
99.
worse. I'm sure he'll take it.
131.
Another 11 darter on the cards maybe for Van Gerwen.
Can't leave a finish now.
93. Michael requires 92.
Not under no pressure.
Well, that's it. 11 dart leg from Michael Van Gerwen, as he takes a firm grip on this quarter-final. An average of nearly 108 for the defending World Series champion. And he walks out a happy man with a little smile to the commentary box as well on the way past from Michael Van Gerwen. He leads 6-4 in a race to 10 for a place in the semi-finals. A master at work, 92 finish, 11 darter. And Michael Van Gerwen 6-4 up on Rob Cross, but Cross, you feel, hasn't finished just yet. But he's got to get close to challenging the Michael van Gerwen throw, which in truth he hasn't really threatened the Dutchman on his throws so far, has he?
No, he's been close on occasions, but just not managed to get that final push. To be fair to Van Gerwen, he hasn't let him. Just that one leg from Michael where he messed about on the double. Still averaging just shy of 108, despite those misses. Just needs to put together a good couple of legs, Rob Cross. A couple of 12 darters he would take now, I'm sure.
134.
First job first. Hold your own throw.
I do like his attitude. He believes in what he's doing.
121.
This year he's had the ability to back up his claims. You know, I'm sure some people were laughing when he was saying that I'm aiming for the #1 spot.
177.
Another fantastic visit, greeted with no surprise or applause whatsoever, because it's the norm now. But Cross has come into the game as in the professional era
89.
with a professional target.
Yeah. Well, he went for ball to try and leave himself a decent finish, hit a small 12, and left himself 170. Did he plan it?
This might be the moment that you're thinking about.
Two treble 19 to leave double 18. Well, he's opened the door for Van Gerwen. This is the party finish. Bull, bull, double 16. Double 16 for a 132.
Well, he let us down. That's another dart he's had to break. Remember, in leg 7, he missed 6 darts to go 5-2 up. And Cross had just been hanging on with finishes like this. Is it a third tub plus finish?
94.
First one is missed.
Yep. Punished. Punished. It's 7-4. It's a long road back for Rob Cross now.
Is he at the crossroads?
95.
He certainly knew the task beforehand. He certainly believed.
119.
But I do stress again, Stuart, I've said it for a while, it will take him some time to adapt to producing his best game on a regular basis on the TV. We saw it last weekend. We've seen signs of it this weekend. But the finished article, from a TV perspective, isn't quite at 100% yet. And he's learning very quickly.
The year for him has been magnificent. He's got the Grand Slam, he's got the Players' Championship to come, the World Championship. You know, there's a real chance that he could find himself in the world's top 20 inside just 10 months, which would be an astonishing feat.
Could even be higher, couldn't it? Depending on how he does.
Could be.
You know, the level he's playing at.
140.
Well, the level this man plays at is what everybody else has to follow.
I think the biggest compliment that you can give Rob Cross, talking to the other players as well, in such a short space of time, he's become one of the players that you just do not want to draw.
58.
And that's the ultimate compliment you feel from his fellow professionals, isn't it?
The best compliments are always from your fellow pros.
36.
One way behind Cross in this leg. So he's just finding it difficult at the moment to put a good couple of legs together, particularly against the throw, to challenge. Michael, he's just like a train.
Michael van Gerwen, 13th leg is Rob to throw first. Game on.
107 average. And he's made it look easy. You feel, Alan, that he's still in, what, second gear?
96.
It feels like that sometimes. On occasions, it doesn't look like he's had a good game, and he's still averaging around 100.
140.
Strange, really. The expectations You've achieved so much and produced the quality he has. Just don't expect it to be anything else.
96.
He's motoring now.
180.
Hat-trick. 3 apiece on the maximums.
(109) average now.
145.
Fantastic.
Fantastic lead.
Possible 10 darter from Van Gerwen here.
Rob will be cross, no doubt. He hasn't produced his best, he knows that.
140.
He'll still dig in there. Michael just does it so often.
He's shown the 13th leg. Michael Van Gerwen.
11 darter again.
Game on.
Well, Van Gerwen actually holds the highest World Series average, 118.21. That was back in 2014 against Paul Nicholson in Perth. Can he threaten the Van Gerwen throw for the first time?
48.
Cross broken 3 times by the defending World Series champ, but this may be his moment. Van Gerwen one away, just perhaps taking his foot off the pedal.
He's got no choice, he has to challenge it.
60.
Hasn't followed up the maximum though.
140.
But still within a realistic chance of this leg.
It's been imperious though, this, hasn't it? I mean, you are literally privileged to watch a master at work.
180.
The cross is challenging. Here comes Michael, just because he can.
Looking for 81.
He's hit 2 180s in this leg. And he needs the ball to win it.
56.
So 2 180s, he might lose the leg. And the match. As Michael Van Gerwen finishes with a 14 darter. That was a brilliant Van Gerwen performance as he won 5 straight legs to coast to victory 10-4 with an average of nearly 109. The defending World Series champ in no mood to give up his crown here in Glasgow. Van Gerwen through to the semi-finals. He'll play the winner of our next match, Darryl Gurney and Peter Wright, coming up next here in Glasgow.
Now, the master, Michael Van Gerwen, has brushed aside the challenge of young pretender Rob Cross here in Glasgow and is still on course for 3 out of 3 World Series of Darts titles. He made it look so simple. Well, MVG's average of 108, easily the highest of the tournament so far. 9 180s between the two of them. And Michael will meet either Peter Wright or Darryl Gurney tonight. They're up next, which should be a cracker. Now, Michael is downstairs and about to chat to Dan about his very latest victory on ITV4.
Michael, an average of nearly 109, and your biggest win so far against Rob Cross, a professional display.
Yeah, I think I played well in this game. Performing was there, double scoring. Yeah, I think the total package was there, and you're going to need it if you want to win this tournament. And Rob Cross is also a guy who's in form, and you have to perform well. You can't afford to make any mistakes, and I'm really glad I didn't.
You've run into Rob quite a number of times over the last few weeks. You keep emerging victorious, but you know you have to perform to do it. You were somewhere close to your best today and somewhere close when you beat him in the European Championship final.
Yeah, exactly. You have to perform well against guys who are getting in form, playing well, getting to semi-finals, quarter-finals in tournaments regularly, and that's exactly what I did. Put him under pressure, and I think he's got something to prove now, because the last 5-6 times I beat him now, but it's not about beating one person, it's about winning the tournament here. And I think with this performance, you're going to give yourself a little bit more confidence and things like that for the rest of the tournament. And yeah, it's going to be hard enough. You probably need it, and yeah, I feel good. Yeah.
Well, win 2 more games tonight and you will win this title for a 3rd consecutive year, but it's another guy who's basically having the season of their life, either Darryl Gurney or Peter Wright. They're both playing the best years of their careers.
Yeah, correct, but what can I say? I think I'm still better players than both of them, and you have to perform well if you want to win. And whoever you're going to face, you always need to try 200%. And if it's Peter Wright, Darryl Gurney, of course they're both in form, but yeah, let them turn up. I'm there.
You certainly are. Congratulations, Michael, through to the semi-finals.
Thank you very much.